Morning, guys. We are on our way out to a boat tour down south of Miami, and it's gonna be about a 3.5 hour boat tour, and we're looking forward to it. We're gonna go to a little island. They've got a couple islands out there, and looking forward to it. So stick around. Let's have some fun together, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hang out for more adventures. And of course, Junior's coming along, so we're gonna have some fun, and don't forget to enjoy, guys.
Like I said earlier, you don't have to have them played. You got to wear the ports. You're not there, you don't have to walk around in the water. If you do want to play, all you got to do is grab that little hose, hold down on the nozzle.
Yeah, we got any high numbers? How many? Because plane only flies in a small motel, so you usually have to stay with a host family. And Glacier Bay. Yeah, I think Glacier, 2 months old, that little one that just did his nose out of the water. So cool.
Well, this will just turn around now. It's about as cool as it's going to get.
I guess they answered their cell phone call. Anthony was on his cell phone there. So, a little older one over here. But those guys are young.
No. Oh, wow.
Coming right for us. It's so beautiful out
There's
here
one
today,
right
guys.
there.
It's like glass. This is a great day to be on the water.
There they are, right in front of us.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, take a selfie. He like turned right for you and looked at you. That was good. Yeah, Anthony's right. We could just turn back now. We just saw the coolest thing. No, doesn't matter how many times we see him. It never gets old. Yeah, so on this history park that is closest to you and how you can start to call that your backyard. And if you don't have a park that's closest to you, pick any of them.
Yes,
They belong
see
to
the
us,
bottom.
and that is the beauty of it, right? Stories of the park. It starts with this channel we're in called Caesar's Creek. If you notice how we kind of meandered in and we're going to meander out, it was an ancient riverbed thousands of years ago when our Tequesta Indians could walk out across the bay in ankle-deep water. This was a river that they lived along and fished along. And we know that they lived out here along the Keys, and this was their backyard, because there are remnants that date back that far. First on the Miami River, there's the Miami Circle and a trading post that dates back between 8 and 10,000 years, older than the pyramids. Yeah. Out here on Sands Key, there's what's called a shell midden. What is a shell midden? It's a big mound of all their shells, basically where remnants of their gathering, mussels, fish bone, there's white-tailed deer bones that have been found in there, even manatee bones. And those shell middens date back thousands. Backyard. But it was lots of people's backyard. People lived along these keys throughout history. When we were Spain, these were Bahamian settlers, sea-bearing people that lived all along these keys. They were spongers and wreckers. What is a wrecker? It's a legal pirate, right? Because the trade winds ran so close to our keys here. Big ships coming to the Americas, bringing all types of cargo, would run aground. And their ships were insured, right? So wreckers would go out and save the crew and get paid in cargo. Yeah. Key West was one of the richest cities in America at one point per capita because of its main industries were sponging, wrecking, and cigar rolling. But wreckers are what made Key West what it was. And those were legal pirates. If we jump ahead a couple hundred years to the 1600s, this place was also known for real pirates. Folklore of Black Caesar. This little key right here is called Caesar's Rock, and it's because on there is that's where he would tie up his boat and hide his boat behind the mangroves and wait for the ships to pass before he would go out and loot them of their women, gold, and riches. There's also stories of him having 100 harem 100 woman harem that lived on these keys and fathered lots of his illegitimate kids. If you ever camped on Elliott Key as a kid, at night you'd hear all kinds of sounds in the mangroves, and the story was it was the ghost of Black Caesar's kids. There's legends that hundreds of gold bars are buried on Elliott Key. Not that they ever found any, that's why we say they're legends. But there's lots of folklore behind Black Caesar. It goes a span of 200 years right here in this area. One of them even being a woman, Black Caesar. So many people took on the name, but the one thing we do know that's true is that this channel was named after him. Yeah. We became a U.S. territory in 1821 and the 27th state in 1845, and then this whole area was part of the Homestead Act. The biggest homestead was on Elliott Key. It's the longest key in the park at 8 miles. It was the Sweeting homestead. Asa Sweeting was a British Bahamian who brought his family here, and they were the Dole before there was Dole. They were pineapple farmers, and they sent pineapples all up the East Coast. Wow. He had 2-story houses. All his grown children lived there with 2-story houses. They had a package store. They had a schoolhouse. His big schooners would park on the docks on the inside and go up the East Coast and deliver pineapples. It wasn't until the 30s that people started to give up this Keys life, no electricity and no running water, for the modern city of Miami, right? But people still vacationed out here. This is the best big game fishing in the States at one point. That little dock you see behind us is Adams Key. It was Carl Fisher in 1919. And lots of important people were members there, from presidents to very rich people, to people who put this place on the map, like LBJ. Harding, Coolidge, Hoover the vacuum guy too. He was the first person to donate $100,000 to the park to start buying land. JFK is a senator. There's memorabilia of him and Marilyn Monroe at the Coco Lobo Club at the same time in the 60s. Nixon's best friend was the last owner, B.B. Rebozo. And so it has a lot of history there. They had a clubhouse, they had a 9-hole golf course. Those little pilings that you see back there that we passed, that was their seaplane ramp. And so lots of well-to-do people were members of that Coco Lobo Club. But it's not really why we attribute
becoming a national park, for those high profiles knowing about us, really who we attribute becoming a national park to is Lancelot Jones. Lancelot Jones and his family, a black family, lived in this area for about 100 years. His father, Israel Lafayette Jones, was born in the 1858 in North Carolina, right before slavery was abolished. So we're not sure if he was born a slave or he became free, but he made his way down here and worked in Peacock Park now, but it was the Peacock Inn in Coconut Grove, where he met his wife, Moselle, a Bahamian cook, and they wanted to be landowners and start a family. They had their first son, Arthur, on Key Biscayne, and their second son, Lancelot, was actually born in a boat in Biscayne Bay on their way to Miami to see Dr. Jackson. And so they saved up their money, and because of Jim Crow laws, they couldn't buy land in Miami. They bought Porgy Key for $300. It's the little key right behind this one over there. And $300, and they planted pineapples, tomatoes, and key limes. And he made it rich off of key limes. There happened to be a drink in New York called the Gin Rickeys, and he was the biggest key lime producer. He was able to buy Old Rhodes Key and Trotton Key. He became the biggest landowner in the Keys and the largest black landowner in Miami. Him and his sons farmed that land until about the 30s, when a bunch of storms came in, and his sons decided, we're going to give up this farming thing. And they were fishing guides at the Coco Lobo Club from then on out. And they hung out with some really important people in a time when races didn't mix, showing them all the best places to fish in their backyard. But really what happened is those big developers I was talking to you about, Daniel Ludwig, right, the guy that wanted to build that big channel, he needed the Joneses' land to dig that channel, and he offered Lancelot lots of money. He got wind of the dynamite and the ruin, and that he was going to ruin his mangroves in his beloved backyard, and he turned him down. There was another group of people called Islandia that wanted to build a causeway from Key Biscayne all the way to Key Largo, clear out all these mangroves, bring in a bunch of fake sand, and make it like a new Miami Beach. If they would have succeeded, we'd be looking at $1 million condos right now on this tour. But they also needed Lancelot Jones's land, and they offered him 3 times what Daniel Ludwig offered him, and he said no. And they said, we'll make you the mayor. And he said no. He didn't want to destroy his beloved backyard and all he knew. And he actually was the first person to sell his land to the national park for $1.25 million. Money wasn't important to him. He actually split that with his brother's widow, but he made them promise that he could live there until he died. He lived there until the day before Hurricane Andrew, when they said, hey, we think you should evacuate. This is going to be a big one. And so he evacuated to Miami. Thank God he did, because his house was destroyed. And he ended up living in Miami for another 5 years, and he died at the age of 99.
Wow.
Yeah. When you leave the park today, that canal road, it's called Lancelot Way for Lancelot Jones. If you ever do another eco tour in the park, I highly suggest the Jones Lagoon Eco Paddle and Kayak. It's a kayak and paddle through mangrove tunnels, and he was a sponge fisherman later in life, and so there's a wide variety of sponges in there that filter the water all day long. There's one that's called a loggerhead sponge. A basketball-sized one can filter the same amount as an Olympic-sized pool in 24 hours. Yeah, and so whether you're in 3 inches or 3 feet, the water's crystal clear the whole way you're paddling or kayaking. It's my favorite tour in the park. It's also my favorite story of the park. Lancelot Jones. And so it was lots of people's backyard, this place. We are going to head out this channel and go oceanside. You guys are in for a treat. It's so nice today that Captain Anthony is going to take us oceanside. Once we leave the channel, you'll be in the Atlantic Ocean. And we have some patch reefs out here that are pretty close. We'll slow down when we get to that patch reef, and hopefully we'll be able to see the reef from the boat because the water's so clear today. And so you kind of get like a snorkeling tour from the boat. Soft corals too, which make all the bright colors and the beauty on our reef. Sea fans and sponges. Yeah. Yeah, so our bay and our ocean side in the park is very shallow.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh yeah?
a stingray.
Oh, you saw
Yeah.
stingray?
He's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a little bait ball right here.
There's another one right
Those
there.
are the
There's a
fish
little
you
one.
see skipping out of the water.
There's a few of them.
Do they have white spots on them?
No, it was just like that creamish color that I saw.
There's another one right there,
Yeah.
a little bit away from us.
Yeah.
There's another one coming. What are those?
No, I did see it. I did see. Some of it is coral, but there. Yeah, there's one right there.
Is that a stingray?
Yeah. He's moving off that way.
See down there that look like plants are actually animals. They're soft sponges. And then you'll see some things that look like larger rocks. Those are our stony corals. But what we mainly see are cushion stars. And so once we start to see them, I'll point them out. Once you see one, you'll see lots. And so you'll look off either side. They'll be on both sides. And they'll also be here as well. For those. There's one right there coming on your side too, actually. Did you guys see them? Yeah, bright orange.
Yeah.
And big. And they'll be on the bottom of the seafloor. There's one right there. Yep.
I think that's that one.
Yeah, and you want to look off the boat too. Anthony will point them out if he sees them off the side that you're on. There's one coming on your side, you guys.
On our side.
Oh,
Right there. Right there.
Here comes a few right here under the boat. Yeah.
Sam.
Here comes another one under the boat. Sorry, neither side gets to see it. No kidding. Here comes one on your side. He's white. He look right next to the boat. He's right next to the boat.
Oh, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's a shark. Yeah. Black tip reef shark. Yeah. Some lobsters in that hole. And those little antennas hanging out.
Looks like a jelly coming up.
Usually get them like late summer. And this time of year we'll start getting like the animals.
That was a big.
Portuguese man o' wars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right there. That was a shark.
That was?
Here comes a sea star on this side. You guys see it out there?
Oh, right there.
I don't know if I got it. No, I didn't get it. All right.
It's so clear today. The visibility is just perfect. Some angelfish over there. Anything? Snapper, bonefish, it's common on the flats, whatever. Permit in the bay. Oh my God, it's so clear. The visibility is just gorgeous today, you guys. You got a glass bottom boat today.
So beautiful. Oh, there's a little fifi.
Lots of fish.
Yeah, lots of fish.
Alright, so when we come around this corner, this is Boca Chica. Mark Honeywell owned this island in the 30s. Mark Honeywell's the guy who put heating in our homes and now has Honeywell Solutions and thermostats. And he basically owned this island and he used it as his party island. He used to host parties here for the Committee of 100, which were the 100 richest people in America at that time. They'd all come on their big yachts, they'd sleep on their yachts and party on the island. And when I say party, I'm talking big tents, wood dance floors, big bands, even elephant rides for the kids. So I'm just going to ask everybody to have a seat for docking. Come out and party. But the Coast Guard showed up and said, hey, you're on the wrong side of the island and the wrong side of the reef. You can't light this thing, you're a hazard.
Oh, wow.
And so it's never been lit. There's the little chapel off to the right. Never had a priest in it. Just think you need a little salvation after the weekend of partying. There's the barn where Rosie the elephant slept. There is a little pump house and the picnic structure, all original to the 30s. And it's, as you can see, it is still holding true to its party island nature. It's one of the 2 keys that you can still camp overnight on. So every weekend, this whole harbor is full of boats that are staying the night and camping. And so it's staying true to its party island nature. We're going to be here for about an hour. Check out the lighthouse. Walk along the sea walls over there and here. Look in the seagrass. There's always cool stuff to see. Directly across the key, there's a little shell beach where you'll find shell and corals. In the opening in this rock wall is a 10 to 12 minute nature trail around the south side of the island. Bathrooms are in the middle of the key. They're the only building that doesn't look like it was built in the 30s, although it doesn't smell like it was. So don't say it and fair warn you. You cannot go up in the lighthouse yet. They're still fixing it. They took the railing around the top off to redo it, and so we haven't been able to go up in it for about two years now.
Get the stone wall over there, guys.
They said all the trunks were in the water.
nature walk. One more plank.
There's one of those orangey things, isn't it? Straight down there, or no? No. I just see orange there.
Oh, no.
That's not it.
It's coral, but look at this wall as well. It's very unique. And then there's the lighthouse. There's some coconuts. It's got a bigger telephoto lens than I do. That's kind of cool, the trees. Oh, the little lizard. See the little lizard, guys? You find the lizard.
Well, if I had sandals on, I'd walk out there. But I don't. I won't.
So beautiful, though. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, we gotta walk backtrack because we can't cross over. Go over and look at the lighthouse since we have some time too. This is the chapel. Yeah. It's got a little itty bitty and you guys can't really see in it, sorry. It's a little itty bitty, as you can tell.
No glass though. No fucking glass. It's like anywhere on the island.
So this lighthouse has never been lit, guys. Never, never, never. It's all made out of limestone too. We did take that red loop around. Maybe on my Spanish speakers. So this is Honeywell's estate. Yes, Honeywell, who helped us with our heating and everything like that. So this is his estate.
That big bulbous forehead will send signals out to things and bounces off of stuff and comes back to them, and they read it through their cone-shaped teeth. Yeah, that's a teeny one. Their teeth are not used for... If we were pregnant, they'd see our little fetus. That's why it will never get caught on a lure or a hook, because it knows it's a fake fish. Yeah, super intelligent. The mom gives the baby its own series of clicks, chirps, and whistles when it's born, and everybody in the pod refers to the baby with that series of clicks, chirps, and whistles.
It's coming up to us. It's
The
coming
sounds
up.
you hear them make in the wild, you'll never hear them make in the aquarium. In the aquarium. Oh, look at that! Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah, they love
do
little.
dolphin call.
They love little kids' voices. Keep talking to them. She'll come back around. Hey, come here.
Jana, do your dolphin call.
No. Those sounds you hear them make in the aquarium, they'll never make in the wild. They're mimicking human voices in the aquarium. Here in the wild, they make a series of clicks, chirps, and whistles. And like I said, they'll give the baby, when it's born, its own series of clicks, chirps, and whistles, and its whole life, that's how it ends. Yeah. They're super intelligent, one of only 5 animals that can recognize itself in a mirror. They're the only other mammal besides us that fornicates for fun. They also have recreational drug use here in our park. The porcupine pufferfish, when it gets stressed out and blows up, it's got neurotoxins on all of its little spines. And so the dolphins will mess with it and make sure that it puffs up, and they just throw it around. They won't kill it because they're getting high off of those neurotoxins. Yeah. They're just kind of behind us. Yeah. I think come during the week. All right, so we got some double-crested cormorants, we got some royal terns, and we got our breakfast. What was your favorite?
The island.
The island, Boca Chica. Yeah, so when the tide comes up really high, they wash up, and then they're all along there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We have so many varieties of sponges in the park. It's one of those things that keeps our water so clear. Ma'am, your favorite part? The reef. Dolphins. That's a great blue heron right there. It's pretty. That's right. It would be billions of dollars in today's money what they offered him. Yeah. Well, it was his backyard. It was all he knew for 95 years, right? Yeah. Yeah, his brother's widow. Yeah. He died. His brother died after World War II from wounds of the war. It was better on the bridge. But he kept his brother's widow and children close.
I think they are. Well, actually, that
Did I already ask you?
white on his head. Maybe that's a female or a male.
A bunch of pelicans.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't realize you're so close to Boca Chica. I'm kidding. Yeah, so Anthony, did you have a favorite part today?
The people.
Aww. My favorite part was probably the reef, or they've got the best milkshakes in town. My favorite is the key lime milkshake. Yeah, it's so good. Every now and then I get a little crazy and do coconut key lime.
Never made it out that island yet.
summertime?
No snakes around?
Actually, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Burmese? Yeah. One of our captains actually caught one like a couple years ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Is there any other wildlife out there?
Oh, rats, raccoons, squirrels, stuff like that. There used to be key deer. There's rattlesnakes out there too. They say there's somewhere between 100 and 150 between Miami and Key Largo in the upper seas. Very good swimmers apparently. Allegedly.
Discovered and documented by the National Park Services in '97, which after the site was roughly they restored it. Might not have been a boat that we saw, it might have been part of the bell. That's the one that we saw, the Fowley. The Fowley.
The what? Never thought sponges were animals, you know what I mean? 'Cause, you know,
Yeah.
creatures.
Coconuts. Sea slug. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. This was Biscayne National Park, and the island was actually Boca Chica, and it had the lighthouse is abandoned, but it was a functional lighthouse. However, Mark Honeywell, yes, from Honeywell, was the one that actually had it built, but he could not use the lighthouse. It was built in the 1930s, and he had parties there and everything like that. A lot of people came out and who had yachts and everything like that. So he had a little cove where the yachts could come in and park and just hang out for the day, hang out for the weekend, whatever. And it was really, really cool when we took the boat. I say we, however, like I said, I'm not disclosing the person who went with me. They did not want to be in any of my videos, and I respect that. But we took the boat and went on a tour. We actually dipped into the ocean instead of staying right along the shoreline. And it actually was pretty cool. We got to see dolphins, and I was pretty satisfied. It was really, really cool, in my opinion, going to the island, seeing all the sea life that we got to see. We got to see big, huge sea stars, starfish, whatever you want to call them. We got to see a whole bunch of animals, wildlife, excluding birds. Obviously, there's a bunch of birds and stuff like that that is normal. Pelicans, seagulls, all that. So the island we went to was Boca Chica. The Fowley, got to see also the Fowley lighthouse and one other lighthouse off in the distance, and I don't remember the name of that one off the top of my head. But the company that we went through, that is the only company that does these tours at Biscayne, they offer the boat tours, full day, half day. You can do paddleboarding, kayaking, snorkeling, scuba diving, cleanup of all those as well, where you can partake, and it was pretty dang cool. I enjoyed the day, and it was a beautiful day. It was slightly humid, but being on the water and in the shade, it was really cool. And I don't mean cool awesome. I mean, it was like the temperature, having that sea air come through, it was really nice. It was cooling for me. Of course, I run hot, and there were a lot of people that were cold. I wasn't. It was about 75, and then a little bit of the humidity brought it up to about 80, 85 degrees with the humidity, I want to say. And with the sea breeze, it made it feel cooler than it actually was. And we got to spend half an hour, 45 minutes at minimum on Boca Chica, and I got to go and walk around. It's a little island, did a little walk, and I enjoyed it. They used to have raccoons there. They say that they don't really have raccoons anymore, but that's because they said that they haven't had anybody say that they've seen the raccoons. But I hope you enjoyed this video and gave you some ideas of some things you want to do out in Florida. It was a lot of fun. So please stick around. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hang out for more adventures with me and Junior. And like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.